Welcome to F and True Entertainment, part of the F and brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com and the World Wide Web, providing you with news, reviews, rumors, and insight you have grown accustomed to everything all entertainment. With that being said, I want to get right into this topic at hand. I want to touch bases real quick on the original Stephen King's It miniseries. I just recently saw it for the very first time earlier this year because I didn't know when they were going to release the remake. I know that it was made. I didn't know if they were going to release it next year, if they were going to release it around Halloween. But this movie, the original, I couldn't really make a connection to it. I don't know if it was just because there was just a lot of flip flopping in the story. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of flashbacks. It really made me get disenchanted with it. I didn't feel a connection right away with any of the characters. Don't get me wrong, it's a classic and it will remain a classic. I just couldn't enjoy it. With that being said, I wanted to get into the remake, which I thought was freaking phenomenal. I think that this put any other remakes to shame of older horror movie genres. Movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Rob Zombie Halloween remakes, the Friday the 13th remake, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, the original, the Evil Dead remake. Um, just this movie really just was like, wow. Everything down to the timeline of the movie, all the way to the goriness and special effects. It was just amazing. The storyline, the character development, everything. It was just, it all clicked. And that's what I loved about the movie. There were scenes where you knew that Pennywise was going to show up, but, again, it's just a suspense of build up, and then boom, he shows up and scares the shit out of you. And that's what he did to me. I jumped a couple of times, and I have to say this movie was really good. I like that they stuck to the original timeline, old town, old history, a lot of the old parts of the town, old movie theater marquees, the big square box with all the lights, and they put the with the white box and they put the letters up. Funny enough, it said Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, which I thought was pretty funny. But there was probably a lot of Easter eggs that I didn't really catch on to that pointed fingers at the original. There was one scene in the movie where they talked about how Pennywise comes around every 27 years to feast on the fear of the town. This town has a very mysterious and eerie and dark past that you find out in the movie, and it kind of almost reminded me of Jeepers Creepers, where it was like every 23rd spring on the 23rd day it gets to feed, and I thought that was kind of funny, but the clown really didn't. Pennywise really didn't provide a lot of comedy for this. Uh, a lot of the comedy came from the kids, and the kids just having dirty mouths and talk about sleeping with their sister, the friend's sister, or the friend's mother, and things like that. This one kid was talking junk about his his genitalia, his Johnson, and it was just so crazy. Uh, that they let these kids talk like that, and I really connected with a lot of the characters in this movie. Like, it made me care, and that the as friends, and it kind of makes me think on how they're going to release the second chapter, um, because I want to know how they're going to bring Penny back. I want to know who they're going to cast for these characters, all grown up. Bill Skarsgård did an amazing job as Pennywise. He had a couple of segments in the movie where he was, a comic. He was dancing and stuff like that, but it was just crazy. It really was. I thought it was great. In my opinion, there was nothing that I would change about this movie, except for I wish it was a little bit more, a little longer. I don't know if they're gonna do a double feature when the second chapter comes out. If you can go in and see the first chapter and then watch the second one. I don't know if they're gonna have that feature when the second part comes out. I don't know when they're gonna release the second one. I know this movie opening weekend made 117 plus million, and by tonight it was 123 plus million. And I have to say, like I said, I have no complaints. I enjoyed it. The movie made me jump. I would definitely recommend going to see this with your woman or your boyfriend because you can latch onto him or she can latch onto you. Um, or he can latch onto you. You know, I mean, either way with that. But guys, leave your comments in the comment box below. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. I'm going to be coming back to you next Tuesday with American Assassin review. I'm also possibly going to try to get some NBA 2K18 gameplay up. As far as an unboxing for WWE 2K18 will come as well. So guys, make sure you stay tuned for additional content in the next couple of days. If there's anything you guys want to ask, go ahead and leave your comment in the comment box below. Catch you later and have a good night.